everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be updating my 21 and 21 project pan. The way I run this project is kind of in a rolling 10 pan style where I work on 10 products at a time with the ultimate goal of hitting 21 different goals throughout the year. So some of that's going to be emptying, some of it's going to be usage goals, some of it's going to be hitting pan. Last month I had hit 4 of the 21 goals so far. So we've got a ways to go, but this month I made some really good progress. So I'm hopeful that we can still get that 21 number now that we're in the second quarter of the year. I go in the same order every time, so we'll just go ahead and get right into it. So the first product I'm working on is my primer product. I'm working on my Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer in the Perfecting edition. I don't know, I guess you would call it an edition? Formula? Whatever. Yeah, I introed this last month. I had been using it on and off throughout the year, but I was focusing on my other primer at the time. But I don't really have a fully formed opinion on this, or I didn't. I feel like I have a reasonable opinion on it now because I've been using it all this last month, and I used it actually, I think I used it all but one day. So I used it 27 times. And I made some pretty good progress. I'll go ahead and show you here on the back. You can see that's a quite the jump. So I'm very happy with my progress on this. I feel like if I continue to use it every day, which I intend to, I probably will get this finished. I don't know, I might be able to get it finished next month, but I kind of think that it'll be another month after that. Who knows though, because there could be an air pocket in here. It isn't like super thin, so I would imagine that there's going to be an air pocket somewhere. But I don't know. I feel like, I guess, yeah, I don't think I'll get it done next month, but I would think the following month. So in June, I think I would get this done. Which at that point I won't have any more primers, so I will pick up a couple of new primers to replace them. As far as my opinion on this one goes, now that I've used it a bit more, I think it's nice. It does all right. It feels good when I put it on the skin. It feels kind of nourishing, but I don't see any difference in my skin with or without it. So I don't really feel like it's necessary for me. It might just be that it doesn't necessarily do anything for my skin type. I would try her other primers, but this one just doesn't necessarily do anything for me. So I would try the other versions of this, but this one just, I don't see any difference. My next product is my foundation product, and that is my Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. Now, I put this in because it is the one that has the closest expiration date in my project, and it does have skincare products in it as well as SPF, so I wanted to be sure that I'm using it up in a timely manner so that it doesn't expire and those ingredients don't go bad on me. The packaging is completely opaque and I don't really have a way to measure it. A couple of people suggested like dipping like a dowel or a stick or a toothpick or something in there and then measuring it off that. But I've just been weighing it right now. I might do that in the future. I don't know that I don't know. I don't mind doing the I don't mind doing the weighing because it does kind of, it gives me a good enough picture of how much I'm using. There is only 1 fluid ounce in here. I am going off the ounces because my food scale doesn't have decimals on the grams. So it's the clearest way I can see. It does have decimals on ounces, so I can see the decimal movement with that. So I did weigh this last time and this time. Last time it weighed 2.96 ounces and this time it weighs 2.79 ounces. So that is a shift of 0.17 ounces. I did only use this 10 times. However, there is a little something to note on this. If you watched my last video, you know that I've been having some issues with my skin where when I put makeup on, the little patches in these areas have just been like not accepting makeup. They've been like splotching off throughout the day and it's been looking really, really weird. At first I thought it was my bronzer that was doing it because I've never experienced it before. So at first I thought it was my bronzer, but now I'm starting to think that it might just be my skin's behaving strangely with the shift of the seasons, but I noticed this makes it way, way worse. So I don't know if it's something in this that is reacting negatively with my skin. I use hyaluronic acid and niacinamide on my skin all the time. I do wear an SPF that I really like. So I can't, I guess the squalane is the only thing in here that I haven't used regularly, but I don't really know that that would do it for, like, I don't know that that would irritate my skin like that. And then as far as the sunscreen goes, I don't know if it's zinc oxide, but I don't know what my other sunscreen that I use is. So I don't know that that necessarily is it either. My guess is it's just not sitting on my skin in the same way as my other foundations. And so it just kind of like moves away, because I do notice when I use this after a few hours, I can basically just like wipe away all the foundation. So I think this is just not sitting in on my skin very well. And so the rest of the products aren't able to settle down nicely. So I've stopped using this on my face. I've decided that what I'm gonna do with this, I do wanna go ahead and finish it up. There's no reason for me not to finish it up because it does have some skincare ingredients. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just using it on my body. So I'm using it like on my chest area and then on my arms whenever I wear like tank tops or a more open necked shirt. And that's just how I'm gonna use this up. So it might go kind of slow, but at the same time, I'm gonna use a whole lot more of it while I'm using it. So I am gonna leave this in. I am still gonna be using it. I'm just not gonna be using it on my face. My goal as far as usage on this is probably still around the 10 to 15 times a month mark, just because it recently got a little cooler again where I live, but it's gonna get hot real soon. So I'm gonna be able to wear tank tops more often and things like that, or even just short sleeve shirts. I can put this on my arms and even kind of use it as like a sunscreen. So I'm gonna continue to use this. I'll use it on my legs if I ever wear like shorts or a dress or anything like that, which isn't very often for me, but you know, whenever I can find a way to use this, I will. And I think that'll help it go pretty fast because I will be using much larger portions of it. I'm kind of sad about it because it is a more expensive product and I did really like the look of it on my skin, but just I've noticed I stopped using it for a week just to see if it was what was messing with my skin. And again, I sometimes still get a little bit of patchiness, but it's so much better when I don't use this, even for just like a day. Like I could see an improvement over the week of not using this, where the first day it was like just okay, but by the end of the week it was barely patchy at all. So this is definitely either causing a buildup on my skin, or it's just the way it sits, it just doesn't like my skin's just not happy when I use it. So I'm gonna move on from using this on my face to on my body, and we are gonna get it used up as soon as possible. Now I have tracked every use on this since I bought it, and I've only used it 37 times total, including the 10 times from last month. And so my guess would be that I've used probably somewhere around 0.3 ounces on it, which would mean I would have about 0.7 ounces left to use. If I can use around the 0.15 to 0.2 ounces a month, that would probably put me at about 3 to 4 months of use on this before it's gone. So I'm gonna guess that I'll get this done by the end of the summer, which I'm fine with. I'll just continue to use the other foundations I have instead of this one on my skin. I may pick up another light coverage foundation, but I don't know. I might try to just make do without one and just use my other two for now. So yeah, I think this will still be in the project for a little while, but hopefully I'll get it used up pretty quickly. I'm actually gonna shift over a little bit. I meant to do that. I always mean to do that because I like to put my stats up on the side, and I hold things over here normally. So I'm gonna shift over. Hopefully this helps where the stats don't cover the product as I'm holding it. My next product is my bronzer, and that is my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow Sculpt Shade. So I have used this a total of 114 times in this project. And last month I was so ready to be done with this. And thankfully I am. So I have used this for so long now, and I am so glad to have pan on that. And I have a really good amount of pan. I'm very happy with this. I'm really glad that I finally got pan on it. It's not a bad bronzer by any means. I just don't love it. It's not my favorite. It's more of a contour shade, and I don't contour, so it's fine. I'll use it up eventually, but I'm glad to be rolling it out because I used it every single day since the beginning of the year. Today is the first day I hadn't used it really, at least in some capacity. And because sometimes I would just use it like on my neck if I was trying to use a different bronzer or something like that, just to get some use out of it. But yeah, I'm so thankful to have pan on it finally. It did take me 102 uses to hit pan on it. And that was just a little itty bitty baby pan, but you can see now I have a pretty decent sized pan in there. I'm really happy with that. Very thankful to have hit my goal on this. So that is my 5th goal, towards my 21. So woohoo, we're making it. We're gonna try to get to 21. I'm a little wary of it, but we'll see. Hopefully I can hit a few more over the next few months to get me closer and closer to that goal. I did use this bronzer 27 times last month, and like I said, that is a total of 114 uses all said and done. So that's a lot of uses on one bronzer straight through. So ready to move on with this guy. So in its place, I'm going to be rolling in my Nars bronzer from the Atomic Blonde palette. You can see like the Nars reflect on there, like the imprint has completely rubbed off. You can only see like this tiniest shadow of it in there, but I'll show you what the bronzer looks like. So I did hit pan on this bronzer last year here, and it's a decent sized bronzer. My goal with this is to empty it. It is the oldest bronzer in my collection. I want to go ahead and get it out because it is, there's a little bit of hard pan on it. It is definitely an old bronzer, and I would like to get it used up because it's technically expired. So also, it's a little bit deep of a shade for me, but it does, this is one of the reasons I really like the Nars bronzers. They blend so well. So even if a shade is a little bit deep for you, if you blend it out well enough, you can't tell, because naturally this would be way too deep for me, but I'm wearing it today. I don't think you would be able to tell that it's technically too dark for me, because yeah, you can just blend it really, really, really well. So this is kind of like a summer shade for me. It is a harder shade for me to wear in the winter, but even in the winter, I can make it work, but in the summer, it's just a little easier to make work. So I'm gonna get this one used up. I really do love the formula of this. I look forward to using this. I don't know how quickly it'll go. I'm hopeful that maybe I can get it done in about 4 months. Because there's not a ton of product in here. It is, I think 7 grams of product. Yeah, it is 7 grams of product, and obviously I've used a decent amount of it to hit pan. So I'm hopeful to get that one used up pretty, not fast, but pretty quickly in the grand scheme of things. I think that I'll be able to move through it probably by the end of summer. I'd like to have it out by September at the latest, just because it is a little bit dark for me going into the winter time. All right, so my next product is my highlighter, which is my Nars Fort de France highlighter. Last month, if you watched the update, you will have seen that I had a little bit of a mishap and I lost a good chunk of product down here. So this made a big jump last month. I still don't know how fast I'm gonna be able to go through this. If I lose more product, obviously it'll go faster, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not lose any more product. So I am working right over here right now. I don't know, I feel like you can see a little bit of movement on this one. It's not anything astronomical. It's kind of one of those slow and steady products. So I'm hopeful that maybe I can get this done by the end of summer. but it might honestly stick around through most of the year. I did use this every single day last month, so 28 times, and that is a total of 117 uses on this product. So again, 117 uses, and I've only made it this far. I'm thinking I'd have to go at least, double won't even finish this off. So I don't know how long this will take. It very well may take me well over 300 uses to get this finished up. But it is my favorite highlighter, so I don't really mind if it takes me that long. So we're just gonna keep moving on it. I kind of am sad that I'm not touching my other highlighters. I may set a little stipulation of if I don't finish this at a certain point, maybe I'll roll in another one, just so I can kind of love on some other highlighters in my collection, because I'm literally only using this one right now, and I have 4 others that are just sitting in my collection waiting to be used. So I don't know, we'll see. I do really want to get this used up this year, but I kind of feel like I should move on if it sticks for longer than 9 months. All right, so next up is the first of my 2 blushes, and that is my Milani Luminoso blush. So I am working to finish this one up. I hit pan on it last year, and this is where I'm at now. So I feel like I made a decent amount of progress since last month. Nothing too crazy, but you can see some more movement on the pan. And I feel like you can see that like there's nothing really over the side very much. There's like the tiniest little hump of product left. So yeah, I think that this is probably going to end up going very, very quickly towards the end. I think last time I said I had 2 more months on it, I thought, but I'm thinking I still have 2 months to go now. So I think I'll finish this up by the end of June. I was kind of hopeful to have it finished up by the end of this next month in May, but I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to do that. I have noticed a formulation change. So this is also not wanting to stick on my skin very well anymore. I noticed that whenever I use this blush in particular, I can see it like lift off of my skin by a certain point in the day. So I am really wanting to get this used up because I'm getting a little bit tired of, I don't love that it's not sticking to my skin, and I'm kind of having to watch it. So I don't know, maybe what I'll do is I'll carry this around with me, and then that way when I start seeing that it's lifting up, I can reapply. I don't typically reapply my blushes, but I might start doing that at work. And if I do that, there is a chance that I would finish this up this next month, but I still think it'll probably be June. We'll see how quickly I can get through this. But I did use this 19 times this last month, which puts me at a total of 73 uses on this blush. Within this project, I have way more usage on it from last year to hit pan on it. But yes, 73 times since I rolled it into this project. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy to see like good movement on it. Yeah, maybe this next month I will have a little longer of a gap between updates. So hopefully I will see some really, really good progress on it where maybe it'll be finished up pretty early on in June. My next blush is my Nars blush in the shade Sex Appeal. This is a really just very nice soft pink shade. The one thing I don't love about the Nars packaging is it does break really easy here. My highlighter doesn't have that problem. Like the packaging on that has absolutely no problem, but this breaks so easily. So you have to be really careful with it, which now makes me want to get as much use out of this as possible before the whole packaging breaks. But I don't know that you'll be able to see very much progress on this blush. I have used it a decent amount of times, but I don't really feel like you can see too well any kind of like shift in the product. You might be able to see a little bit of movement. I feel like I can kind of see a little bit of a divot forming in the center. My goal on this is just to hit pan. I don't want to use it up yet. That would take me way too long, but I just want to get some pan on it. Maybe I'll finish it up next year. But this year I just want to get some pan. And I don't know how quickly it'll come. I know blush takes forever to hit pan on. and then to empty out. But I do really love this blush. I think it works really nicely. I can put it on just very lightly and it gives like a very, very, very subtle flush. But then I can also pack it up and it gives a very nice dusty rosy pink kind of tone. But it's definitely a more cool tone. I actually think this would probably work better on a darker skin tone than mine because I feel like the contrast would probably make it stand out better than on my skin where it just kind of looks the same as my skin. So I don't know, I've never tried that, but I have a feeling that it might actually work better on someone with deeper skin because you would be able to see it more clearly than on someone with as light a skin as I have. I did just roll this in last month, so I only have the uses on it from last month. So I used it 20 times last month, and so that is 20 total uses on this product within this project. So yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like you can see a ton of product or progress, but I don't really expect that you'll see very much progress on it either. Until, of course, we actually do hit pan. So I feel like it's kind of going to be one of those like slow but steady kind of boring products to get updated on, but you will see that like you'll be able to see how long it takes to hit a pan on one of these blushes. I'm kind of anticipating that I won't hit pan in it until around 100 to 150 uses on it. So that'll probably be in like the fall time. I'm thinking that I want to keep trying to use it around the 15 to 20 uses a month mark. I think that's a pretty good amount of time. I do kind of want to focus in on the Milani Luminoso one next month, but I still would like to try to use this pretty regularly. I can top this with Luminoso and it looks really nice. That's actually what I have on today. So I would like to make sure I'm using this at least 15 to 20 times each month. All right, we are over halfway and we are moving on to my gel liner, which is my Bobbi Brown liner. This is another slow but steady kind of product. I feel like I made some really good progress on this last month and I feel like you can see it. So this last month, I don't know, maybe you can't see it. I'm looking at the pictures over here and it does kind of look very similar, but in person, it looks pretty, like it's moved along pretty well. Now, this last month I did start spraying it with some setting spray a couple of times because I found that it was getting pretty dry and it was getting harder to trace along my eyes. So that I did do that and it did help a lot. I actually found that I liked it better because it almost made it liquidy, and I'm much more into liquid liners than to gel liners, which is why I'm trying to use this one up. If you watched my Pan Those Eyeshadow Palettes update, you will have seen I used, I had like black all over the lid and I used this as a base for that, and it worked really, really well. It stuck all day. It didn't move around. At the very end of the day, which would have been like 12 plus hours of usage, it started to transfer just the tiniest bit, but it wasn't bad at all. So I liked using it that way. It's not a look I can do very often, but I did enjoy doing that. So I might try to do that again because I feel like I got some good use out of this that way. I did use this only 17 times last month. I'm trying to get closer to the 20 uses a month, but I've not been doing that. I've been sticking closer to the 15 to 18 mark. So I'd like to try to get to 20 uses next month. And hopefully that'll get me further on this. But yeah, it was just 17 times last month for a total of 75 uses within this project. I'm thinking this will probably be in almost the entire year. Who knows, maybe there's a chance I'll get it done before then if I can use it more regularly. But I mean, I would say I'm maybe halfway because it does slope down this way a little bit, but probably more like, I'm probably more like a third of the way done with it rather than a half. So it's gonna take me a while, but again, slow and steady. I just wanna see how long it takes me to use it up. And hopefully I can get it done by the end of the year. That would be really, really great. Okay, on to the lip products and what I think is the most exciting part of this update. So we're gonna start with my lip liner, which is my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. And last month I told you guys I was feeling a little bit defeated and I didn't think that I was gonna get this finished until the end of May. Well, I've finished this. You can see here, I'll show you this little guy. You can see there's a tiny bit of product left in there, but the way it is like I'm scraping my lips with the actual like pencil portion, and I literally cannot, I hope you can see this. There is like no way for me to sharpen this without sharpening the plastic piece down at the end, and I can remove the little product. So I'm considering this done. Like I can't use it anymore because it does, like it scratches my lips when I try to use it. And I can't sharpen it past that. So this is done. I finally finished it. I did use it 21 times last month for a total of 96 uses in this project, and I'm so glad to have it done. It's taken me a long time to use it up. I don't think I'll be rolling a lip pencil into a project like this unless it's just like a usage goal ever again, because it just, I don't like the idea of I used this basically exclusively, which meant that my other lip pencils were really getting no use at all. Lip pencils take so long to use up. So it's a little different for me using like a blush or a bronzer exclusively, because powder products don't take, like they don't expire nearly as quickly as a cream product. And so for me, I'd rather just rotate through my lip pencils regularly, just naturally. And so I don't really think, unless I decided to do like a usage goal of like, oh, I want to use this 25 times just to get some good use on it, I don't think I'd want to roll a lip pencil into a project again. But I'm glad I did put this in so I could kind of learn that, just to know I'm not really a fan of going through them in that fashion. I would much rather do it naturally. So in its place, I am actually rolling in a lip product. I can't say product because a lip pencil is a lip product, but it's another lip product that's not a lip pencil. And that is going to be my Lancome L'Absolu Lacquer in 202. I do really like this lip product, but if you watched my Q2 update, you will have seen that I am trying to work through all of my lip products this year. It's kind of like a little side goal for me. And this is my current oldest lip product. This is as the name suggests, a lacquer type of product. It is kind of, I think the formula has changed on it. It's been so long since I got it. I think I got it in 2018. I think it might technically be expired because I don't remember the product feeling on the lips the way it does right now. So I think it might be technically expired, but there's really no way to see in this one either. You can kind of see a little bit of windowing here in the black portion, but it's just so hard to track because it's so dark all but down here, and that's going to take forever to get to. So I just decided to weigh this. It does weigh 0.63 ounces. There is 0.27 ounces in this from the start. Obviously, I've had this a really long time and I have used it a decent amount, so we should be much lower on this than that. So I don't know exactly how quickly I'll move through it, but I do want to get this used up because it is old, and it is just, I do think the formula has kind of like changed a little bit, but it's not bad enough for me not to use it. I do actually still really enjoy it. I like the color of it. It's a very nice pink, very good everyday kind of shade. Works well with the blush, the Nars blush, I think. Yeah, I want to get this one used up. I think it'll take me a while. I used this 50 times last year thinking that I would have made like massive amounts of progress on it, and then I took the stopper out and there was so much product left in here. So I have a feeling this is going to take me at least 100 uses to finish up, but I don't really mind. I can use it pretty regularly. I don't know, maybe 6 months on this one. I think this one will be in for a good while, but I'm looking forward to getting some good use on it. And again, it's kind of one of those products where it's an easy everyday shade, so it's not a problem for me to wear at all. Now on to my 8th product and my 7th goal hit. And that is my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. So last month, you know, I dug this out and it was, it's all gone out of there, and I depotted it and then I put it into a MAC single shadow, an empty MAC single shadow pot, and that is now empty as well. I did use this on my lips as well as on my cheeks as a blush, and I really liked it. I actually thought it was a very nice blush shade, which doesn't surprise me because I actually have the Pillow Talk blush and I love that one. So it makes sense that I would like this as a blush. But yeah, I was really happy to get that one used up. I did use it 12 times this last month, including the times as a blush, and that put me at 74 total uses on this within this project. Now, I did use it some last year in another project, and so total tracked uses on this was 121 uses, and I think it wasn't completely full at that point, but my guess would be I used this around 150 separate times, like days. For me, a use is a day. I don't count reapplications. So I would say 150 days of use on this, all said and done. Maybe a little bit more, but not too much more than that. I feel like that's a good marking for you to know, it might take you 150 days if you used this exclusively. Now, something I learned, I don't like depotting lip products. Once they hit this plastic piece, I'm done. I don't enjoy using a brush to apply my lip products. It's just a hassle. I don't like carrying the brush with me for reapplication. It's just, I know there's so much product in these after you've hit the plastic little holder, but honestly, from here on out, I'd rather just get rid of just get rid of the component and repurchase it, because it's not worth it to me to dig it out and use the rest of the product. I don't enjoy it. I'm not a cream blush person. It's not my favorite thing. I liked the way this looked, but I didn't love the application process of it. It's not something that I like well enough to do that with. So that being said, from here on out, anytime I work on a bullet lipstick, I've decided I'm not gonna dig out the rest of the product. Once I get to the plastic bit where it starts moving lip product around on my lips again, I'm done. I'm happy with that. I think I got my money was worth out of it at that point. I just don't like digging product out. It's not worth it to me, because I feel like the application process with a brush is never as good as with the bullet. So just not worth it for me. If you enjoy doing that, I definitely think it gets you more money out of your product, and it definitely gets you more uses. There is a ton of product left in the bullet after that, but it's just not worth it to me. But in that lipstick's place, I am actually rolling in my Lisa Eldridge Velvet Muse lipstick. Now, this is very similar, in my opinion, to Pillow Talk. It's the same kind of like dusty, rosy nude tone, but it is a little bit more on the brown side, and from what I remember, whereas Charlotte Tilbury's is a little bit more on the like pink toned side. So this goes a little bit more brown, that one goes a little bit more pink, as far as their undertones. So this is what it looks like in the bullet. I'm not gonna roll it all the way up because I've noticed something with her lip products. They dry up really fast, and this one has started to wobble in the packaging, and that makes me think it's gonna break soon, which is not ideal. My red version of this lipstick also broke, which is a little bit frustrating. And I don't know, I feel like for the price, it shouldn't do that quickly, because this isn't even expired yet. This is almost expired. The red one did that after like 6 months. This one has made it a year, but like I've never used the red one. I used it twice, I think, and then it broke. So I don't know, I guess the formula just dries up really fast. But the Charlotte Tilbury one is a matte as well, so I don't really know why this one would dry up and break any easier than that one. But I don't know. It's a nice lipstick. I do like it. I'm looking forward to using it. But that's just a little bit of a pet peeve for me. So I don't think I would purchase this one over the Charlotte Tilbury. I think I'd rather go back to the Charlotte Tilbury one once this is done. So I will show you how much I have left to use on paper. So this is my markings for the Lisa Eldridge lipstick. You can see I have pretty much the entire bullet to go. There's a lot of progress that needs to be made on this. It's not gonna go super fast. I'm expecting this one to be in for at least 6 months. It did take me about 6 months to use up the Charlotte Tilbury one, so I'm guessing that it will take me about 6 months to use up the Lisa Eldridge one because they do have the exact same amount of product in them. And again, I'm not gonna be digging the product out of here once I get to the bottom, so I actually think, though I've used this one less than I had used the Charlotte Tilbury when I rolled it in, I think that it'll be about the same amount of time since I won't be digging product out. So I would guess about 6 months from now, which would be, I think, October, which is great. I'm fine with that. October or November, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, so this will be in for a little while. I really like the shade. It's what I'm wearing today. I think it looks great. I'm really looking forward to getting some more use on it and just, yeah, being able to actually use it up. The formulation isn't my favorite. I do like the Charlotte Tilbury a little better personally, but the color is lovely, and it's an easy everyday kind of shade for me. Okay, so the final product is my Nars sample pack, and I finally finished this. So we are at 8 of 21. Again, I would like to be a little farther than that, but I feel like heading into the 5th month of this project, 8's a decent number to be at. So I did use all of these samples. Now I will say, I need to clarify that a little bit. I used up Apolline, Anna, Raquel, and Betty. I used Annabella and Rita 5 times. I used Grace and Deborah 5 times together. So allow me to explain. My goal was to use Grace and Deborah each 5 times, but what happened was I used Deborah twice and Grace once, and from there I mixed them together. And I used them once mixed together. So 3 times on Deborah, 2 times on Grace. And after that, I just decided I didn't like this shade very much. I didn't enjoy using it. Again, I don't like the application process with a brush. I find it to be annoying. And I was just like, you know, I don't want to finish this up. I don't want to use this anymore. I was feeling really done with it. And I just gave myself permission to say, you know what? I used this sample pack so much. I used up 4 of the 8 shades. I used all of the shades several times. I'm very happy with how I've used them. I don't feel like I need to completely finish it off. So I'm calling this done. I'm very happy with how long it took me. I'm happy with how much use I got out of it. I did use it 14 times this last month for a total of 45 uses on this whole thing. As it's a sample pack, I didn't spend any money on it. It was free. So 45 uses is a pretty good amount of uses. I'm happy with it. I'm ready to move on, and I'm glad that I got to experience this formula. I would repurchase a lipstick in this range. I really liked the shade Raquel, so I probably will pick that up at some point. But yeah, it was a good experience. I liked it. I'm ready to move on. So this next product, I am rolling in another lip product. I considered doing something different, but as I really do want to move through my lip products this year, I thought this is the perfect opportunity to add another product in, make some good progress on it, and continue. I will admit this is a little bit of a give me product, and that is my Charlotte Tilbury Enigmatic Edward shade. So this is the clear shade in this product. It's effectively a lip balm, and honestly, I don't have like anything left in here. You can probably see there's like nothing left. So I know that this is a little bit of like a cheat, but here's the deal. I justify using this up because I have another lip balm product that I want to use, but I don't want to start working on that one until this one is gone. I really want to get this one done. Again, I'm just planning to use it until the plastic bit. I think I'll have it done this next month. This whole progress has been natural progress. I've just been using it. I keep it in my purse. Anytime I want a lip balm, I just put this one on. I'm working through it. But I want to make it a point to get this used up because right now it's just been sitting in there, and like I said, I want to move on to another lip balm and roll that into this project, but I want to finish this one first. Again, I think it's a little bit of a gimme, but I'm gonna focus on this. I'm gonna get this used up. I think it'll be done by next month if I can just keep it in mind and keep using it. I don't use it every single day, but I might use it every single day just in order to get it finished up so that I can roll the other one in. But I don't want to start focusing on another lip balm until this one is done. So it's kind of like an incentive to get it used so that I can move on. All right, so that is it. That is all the products. That's all 10 products that I will be working on for the next month. The 4 that I finished up or hit goal on, and I'm really happy with how I've been moving through these things. It's very exciting to me that I'm able to use these lip products up, and that I've hit pan on that one bronzer. That's really exciting for me. I'm excited to use some new products this next month. As far as next month goes, I think the only product that I'll have finished is probably this Charlotte Tilbury balm. But there's a chance that I might be able to finish Luminoso. We'll see how dedicated I am to that. And then we'll just kind of see what my progress is like on all the other products. I kind of feel like most of these are longer term products, so I don't know how quickly I'll be hitting goals on other things. But again, that's kind of the reason I want to add this in, is make sure I use something up so that I can continue on to other goals, rather than just putting exclusively long-term products in here and not seeing much progress till the end of the year. So I wanna keep myself rolling through things. I don't wanna stick too long to any one product because I don't want it to seem like, I don't want to discourage myself. I don't want you guys to get bored. But I have some good long-term products, and then I feel like I have some good shorter-term products. So it kind of keeps me excited and keeps maybe you guys a little bit more excited. So let me know if you have any suggestions or if you have any questions down below. And thank you so much for spending your time on my videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Bye.